Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to Nerd Tube. We are doing a double bill today of Discovery and Peacemaker, so I hope you really like it. Anyways, I'm here with my usual co-host, Cousin Cheeto. How you doing?
Ready to get my truck on, baby.
Yep, because that's what we're going to be talking about initially is Star Trek Discovery. This episode, I believe, was episode 9, called Rubicon, which I
Mm-hmm.
believe is a fruity juice drink. I'm not sure if you have the same thing in your country.
No. As a Rubicon is a it's either a system or like a maneuver. I think I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, I think Rubicon is an actual thing in Star Trek. So
Well, Daniel, hello, welcome, Daniel Vance. Later on today, we hope to get uh, Jose with us as well, and maybe Bossman. No, not sure on Bossman, but definitely Jose. He will be joining us when he gets a chance. Once we start talking about Peacemaker, that is. But first of all, we're gonna get Disco initially out the way. I think the reason being we're talking about Disco first is that there's still more episodes of Disco to come. Peacemaker has finished as well, so we're gonna give that its grandiose by talking about it last. So, in
main
this
event
episode,
of the evening.
yeah. So, in this episode, we're in pursuit still of Book and God, what was the name of that other guy?
It starts with an R. See, now you'd ask me and I forget.
Yeah,
Or
well,
yeah, relic, relic.
I can't believe I've forgotten his name because I had his name all the time. Now I've forgotten it. But nevertheless, because Book has got this particular material that is able to activate this bomb they're trying to deploy on the DMA. They're ready to do that now. The Rubicon was a river that Caesar crossed with troops to take over Rome. It's the point of no return. Fair enough. Anyways, we are now in pursuit of them because if they let off this DMA, they will end up starting possibly an intergalactic war with a species that is far more powerful than the Federation and all the allies put together. Because the DMA itself is actually not a weapon. It's, as we mentioned last week, it's a mining device. It's there to get this fictional material, which has lots of properties, and yeah, but nevertheless, this particular material is also destroying planets and solar systems and all sorts. It's absolutely humongous, and Book is determined to stop it. You found the name of that guy yet?
Oh yeah. It
Yep.
was see, now I forgot already. Tarka.
Okay.
Tarka.
Taka. There we go. So Taka and Booker obviously got tunnel vision and are trying to stop it. Taka seems to have more than one goal in his life because Book's already lost everything, so he just doesn't want this to continue ruining lives. Whilst Taka, he not only wants to stop this, but I don't even think that's his main goal. I think his main goal is to get back home, like he's fucking Samuel Beckett. But nevertheless, we have a interesting moment initially because we get to meet Commander Nona. I think her name is. Is that correct? But the Balzian or Balzar or whatever the fuck it's called. God, all these alien
Uh,
species.
yeah. Benzar. Or she's a Benzar. Or
Benzar, Balzar, Balzonian, fucking hell. But she's had upgrades now, so she hasn't got those bloody hooks going around her mouth so she can breathe properly. And her eyes look like normal, which is pretty cool as well. But yeah, because of her species not getting too emotionally attached, which has kind of felt like the opposite thing last season because I thought they were emotionally attached, which is why she ended up being on that spaceship with that dude so he can complete his mission. But nevertheless, because they don't get emotionally attached, she's been sent by Admiral Vance to overlook Michael Burnham's latest naan. Yeah, okay, like the fucking Indian bread I like to eat. Um, yeah, she's been basically put in this position by Admiral Vance to make sure that Michael Burnham doesn't end up being too emotionally compromised in the pursuit of Booker and Taka. So she's back now, but she was only here for she was only here for one episode, by the looks of things, because she obviously fucked off by the end. But okay, so we happy to see her back. First of all, Bobby Black.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I wasn't too attached to her last season. Like I wasn't. Last season when she left early in season 3, so I kind of totally forgot that she was even there.
Well, the funny, let's before we start talking about the main plot of this episode, let's talk about the subplot, which I really think was only to do with Saru and that Vulcan woman. Now it's obvious that they have an interest with one another. Saru, he's got no game, no game at all, by the looks of things, because he's kind of taken aback by the interest from the Vulcan lady. But the thing with Vulcans in a way is that they can, if they have an interest in you, they're not going to feel shy about it or embarrassed about it or anything along those lines. They go, yeah, you want to get it on? Let's get it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
So
embarrassment is an emotion, and they don't do that.
exactly, and at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, because I was always wondering, if these two guys, were like bumping hips with each other, how weird that would be, because they are such different species from one another. But at the same time, I was also thinking that this could be very Star Trekky, in the sense that they could have companionship without having intercourse, I guess, because that would be like the Star Trek thing to do. That they could feel love for one another and feel and be happy in each other's company without the desire to wanting to fuck each other. She is a Vulcan, so she might think like that along those lines, and maybe Saru might think like that to like that to a degree as well. So I feel I put my money on it. Actually, they might pull that card out, like they're asexual, so to speak, asexual aliens. So I feel they might go down that route in the future
They
as
just
they
they,
progress
they
into
actually
relationship.
they actually just pulled that out in Legends of Tomorrow. One of the legends is asexual. So it's
God
actually
damn it.
funny. I just watched the episode this week, and with that, and then this episode happens. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not unable to understand them. They just repress them, as we all know.
Yeah.
Not that needs explaining at all. So yeah, fair enough. But I like the fact that when the doctor, because the doctor obviously is the ship's counselor now, he was speaking to Saru about this, and Saru was very much out of his element talking about this. And the doctor was basically saying, "Look, don't be a fucking idiot. Just get together with her and have a good time." And Saru was taken aback by that as well, but took on his advice and decided to move on. And we saw some conflict as well between certain crew members, like they were debating and stuff. Um, was it Bryce and who was the other guy?
Bryce and Reese.
Reese. Yeah, like they had some issues regarding the upcoming mission. I forgot who was on whose side, but you could see there was I mean, they're mates. They're kind of like the Chekhov and Sulu to a degree of this crew.
I mean, Reese
Or
is.
maybe Owu and Detmer are the Chekhov and
Yeah, I was
Sulu. I
about to
don't know.
say Oa and Detmer are Chekhov and Sulu. I'd say that they're more like, I don't know. I mean, like it would actually be more like Worf and not even Data. Worf and Geordi, maybe. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not.
but they haven't got but Geordie and Data more, if anything.
Okay,
Because
so
they've got
Worf and Tasha back in the first season, like
yeah, because you see that buddiness. Like Worf, he's cool with everyone, but he's not really like tight with everyone. You know what I mean? Like people could always rely on Worf, but I never really said that he had a real. Maybe the closest person was God, what was her name? Counselor TNG.
Deanna Troy.
Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Well, they did have a relationship. So anyways, I'm going on a whole tangent here. Let's read what the comments saying. I like the whole "you're missing the forest for the tree" argument. There's so much at stake, and they're fighting about the small stuff. I totally missed that one. Oh yeah. Regarding you're talking regarding Saru and Vulcan Girl.
No, I think he's talking about the argument between Reese and Bryce.
Oh yes. Okay. Fair enough. Sorry.
I think
Sorry.
I almost remembered the blonde chick's name this week because she actually
Nah.
did. She
Still
actually,
forgotten.
yeah, she gave her the con, and I tried to commit it to memory, but I already messed up and forgot.
Well, we have our first away mission because like if funny we're able to catch up with Bookship the Discovery, and they're using cloaking technology now as well, which is cool to see. It's about time fucking Starfleet started using cloaking technology, in my opinion. And they sneak up on Bookship. I mean, they're 2 meters away. That's how close they sneak up using a shuttle. What are you saying?
Oh, I just was gonna say, yeah, they probably started using the cloaking technology when the Romulan Star Empire folded, and the Kittimer, no, not the Kittimer Accords. Uh, oh God, what's the name of the? I'll have to figure out what the treaty's name is. But there's a treaty that at the end of the Romulan Federation War where they couldn't use cloaking technology. Like the Federation was not allowed to use cloaking technology. So
Okay, well, I don't remember the treaty. I mean, there's so much shit goes on within Star Trek. It's fucking hard to remember everything. You know what I mean?
I'm looking it
But
up now.
fair enough.
You can keep
But
going. I'll just
they've done a little
Treaty of
sneaky
Aldron.
sneaky.
There it is.
But you see, the problem with this away mission, and I'm not sure if you'll agree with me, and I'm saying this kind of sarcastically, is that Michael Burnham wasn't on it, so obviously it was going to fail. You know what I mean? Because without Michael Burnham in the away mission, it's not gonna nothing's going to succeed. So Michael Burnham was on the ship. It was led by Saru with Culber. I don't even know why the fuck Culber was on there, to tell you the truth. Um,
They said because of his connection with Book and he could diffuse a situation. I was kind of iffy on that too. Like
yeah,
I would have understood more if they said, well, there needs to be medical personnel on the away mission. But
oh, yeah, I
like,
totally understand that.
yeah, but
But I
like,
felt
oh, he's gonna
you're
diffuse a
missing the
situation.
doctor,
I'm like,
yeah, because you could have thrown in Stamets, in my opinion, because him and Book had some moments together earlier on this season. Where they worked together. So you could have thrown Stamets in my opinion. But anyway, nevertheless, the mission failed. They tried to sneak on the ship, but Tarka's obviously got some new new
bullshit,
stuff,
McGuff or bullshit ass pull.
security software, whatever,
Yeah,
and then the ship started, breaking apart, falling apart, and then very last second, obviously, they get transported back. I like the way they all just fall in, and I like also the fact that they haven't got a transporter room, because honestly, what's the fucking point? You can transport somebody anywhere and everywhere. If I can understand for the sake of maybe like some sort of like arrival bay, if you're bringing in dignitaries and stuff like that. But reality is, there's no fucking point, is there? You know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't need a, you don't need a, you don't need um one of those. Anyway, Daniel Vance, where's the shuttle crew members' emergency decompression suit that Michael wore earlier? Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, isn't it supposed to come out of the comm badge or whatever? They all had comm badges on, so
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, very good. I'm glad you mentioned that plot hole beyond belief. Anyways, so Book was on. Book helped basically rescue them because he doesn't want anyone to die. Even though he knows he's been chased, he doesn't want his pursuers to die chasing him. And he's not that type of person. He's trying to do the right thing as far as he's concerned. He's trying to be the hero of the story, a bit like that Marquis dude in DS9, and he helps Discovery rescue them, and obviously they do come back, but then they fuck off, and now they're going towards the DMA. And this is what really kind of bugged me, Bobby. Like, isn't the DMA supposed to be something that destroys everything and anything?
I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, weren't like the gravitational forces or something or other supposed to be so strong? Like, remember when they sent Book Ship in there? Like, it was getting big, and the only reason why it couldn't make it was because it was able to like shift its shape or whatever, like to adjust for the pressure or whatever. Like that's the only reason why. Now all of a sudden now I'm saying Voyager.
Yeah,
Zam's been calling Discovery Voyager all day.
yeah, my bad.
Discovery, but Discovery now is in there like, hey, we're like in the epic center of it, and we're fine, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, I'll let that fly. You know, they probably know something. Maybe there was some sort of techno jargon mentioned about this in previous episodes that I wasn't aware of. But they chat so much shit in Star Trek when it comes to the techno jargon. It can blow over your fucking head. That's why you need to watch these episodes twice to truly understand what they're trying to get at. So all right, but now the weapon is ready, and they're going to try and destroy the DMA. They need to destroy the control center, which is this dot in the middle of it. And because of the diplomacy angle, which Voyager wants to go, which Discovery wants to do, yeah, they don't want to start. Like I said earlier, they don't want to start an interstellar war. They don't understand these species are obviously highly advanced, and if they destroy this, they might end up causing more shit for them in the future. Whilst Book obviously wants to destroy it now, even though he understands that this thing is a mining machine and so on. Now we do have Nana, or what the fuck her name
Mm-hmm.
is, and she's. I always knew, even though her and Michael, when they saw each other again, they embraced and they were happy to see each other. But I always knew that during the course of this episode, that they would end up, being,
And
in conflict, at odds with each other. It wasn't played out in the sense that they ended up hating each other, which was I like the writing in this because that would have been too easy. Like Michael knew that she was in a difficult situation, and she also knew that her friend would definitely have to pull the book out on her and do what Starfleet wanted. And I like the way it panned out in this. There was nothing, nothing was being taken personally in this episode between those two, and it was done really well, and I very much appreciated that. Did you?
yeah, here's my only thing, and this kind of segues into what you're talking about here. Is I feel like in this season, like they're kind of the pendulum is swinging the opposite way. Like, not in too bad of a way, but everybody's so huggy, and like in like in TNG and DS9, and I mean, like if you saw a family member, you would hug them, but I feel like everybody's hugging everybody around here. Like I'm like, okay, look, this is still kind of like a work setting, and like I don't hug people at my work, so I mean, like it's like a military. It's not military, but it's still kind of militaristic. So it's like I feel like everybody's just so like, oh hi, it's like every time somebody walks in, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for like Michael to walk up to Vance and go, oh hi, and he's gonna be like, excuse me, this is inappropriate, like like you 24th century dogs, like I just I don't. I've noticed it since the beginning of the season, and I'm like,
Well,
we want not see him doing it. I want Discovery to be like a little bit. I wanted it to be a little more lighthearted, a little more like, a little bit more like the old Trek ish. But like, I really feel like they're kind of blowing past old Trek, and they're just like going into like Barney and Friends of Star Trek.
well, they
So
kind of won it. They kind of 180'd on Burnham because she was basically like a human Vulcan in
yeah,
season one. And they thought, well, you know what? She is human after all. Let's just make her human. Hugs all around everyone.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, look, I just it annoys me because I'm like every episode they're hugging on somebody, and I'm just like, okay, that's a bit much. Like if you see your mom, if you see like a brother or sister, okay, you hug. But the first thing they did, like, is like, what's her face, Mon or whatever her name is, like she came in and she's just like, oh hug, last episode it was I think it was Burnham and Burnham and Owo. Like they were hugging too. I'm like, what is going on? Are we really blowing past the professional like setting and just kind of going into like family dinner? Like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I never really picked up on that until you mentioned it. Now I can't. Yeah, I know what you mean though. I know, but now they've gone there. I think it'll be more awkward if they stopped hugging. You know, if you think about it. Anyway, before we continue on that, Daniel Vance has said, I think the DMA damage was due to the power source moving like a black hole crossing the universe. Once it settles in place, it's simply absorbing mineral and causing the DMG at the epicenter. Damage at the epicenters. Yeah,
I mean
okay.
that's a that is a good Trek explanation, Daniel Vance. I will accept that explanation because CBS and Viacom is a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah. I saw that thing regarding the
Yeah,
they're not happy. Yeah.
the screen caps. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, they're just CBS and Viacom. Like, I'm like, you guys are so dumb. Like, you need buzz. You need people to be talking about your shit, and you're like going after people that are trying to spread the word. There is a lot of excitement for Strange New Worlds, and that's what people were doing. But now now CBS is like, we're not, oh, we don't want these screen caps out there. It's like, why? People are saying they want to see this shit. They're giving you free advertisement, you motherfuckers. Just chill out.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's so fucking stupid. Well, okay. So we have a game. This is pretty much a cat and mouse episode. Like Book and Burnham, they know each other really well. So when it comes to a lot of their tricks, they know what each other's doing all the time. And then we get some really cool moments with both ships kind of doing their their spore drive. I mean, I know Bookship hasn't got spore drive, but the way it disassembles and reassembles
No,
kind of reminds me of.
it has that prototype spore drive.
Oh yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they were using
So
spore drive too.
yeah, they were spore driving all over the fucking place.
It was actually really. I mean, this episode reminded me a lot of the Mutara Nebula battle in Wrath of Khan. Like them kind of trying to outwit
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other through
yeah.
because a lot of their sensors were down and stuff. Like it wasn't exactly, but it was still pretty close enough where I made that connection really quickly.
And this was also like a very much of a whole crew doing something on the ships together. We saw moments with Reese, we saw moments with Bryce, we saw moments with Detmer and Owu. They all had little moments in there. It felt very much like an ensemble of all the crew having their moments to shine and having their opinions and stuff like that. I very much appreciated that this episode for that because once again we always think of it as the Michael Burnham show, and when you have a crew, it'll be nice to focus on some of the other members, like we did with Detmer for a little while regarding her PTSD last season, I believe. So eventually they start shooting at each other because like that's the next thing, and Commander not Nano or Nan, what the fuck her name is, like she's like thinking, what, this is getting a bit crazy now. Like they're actually shooting at us. We have, Michael, like you're getting a bit too emotionally invested in here by not doing what needs to be done, is maybe taking Book down because we need to make sure that he doesn't fire on the DMA. But obviously Michael's coming up with things, and she's also got Stamets trying to figure out how long it will take for the DMA to mine all the material in that part of space. And then once after all the fun and games is over, they get the information they require, and then Michael in a shuttle, because obviously she's the one that when it comes to away missions, goes over goes over to Book and tells him, listen, this is what's going to happen. The DMA is not going anywhere. You're not going to miss your opportunity to destroy it. It's going to be here for about at least a week. So if we can determine, if we can make first contact within that week and try to stop the DMA from doing further damage, then we've obviously succeeded in communications. But if we can't, then we'll use your weapon. And Book was cool with that. But I always knew that Tarka was going to fuck things up. And Book should have known.
That's what he's there for.
The fact that theoretically Book has spent more time with Tarka than we have. They've been on that ship together for hours, for days. He should fucking know what Tarka's all about. And the first thing you should do is like, what? Let me just throw this motherfucker in my little brig or whatever, because Book could outpower him, in my opinion. So yeah. But nope, he totally gives Tarka the benefit of the doubt, and then Tarka activates the weapon, and destroys the DMA, and both Discovery and Book ship has to get the fuck out of there. And then they find out that the DMA even though it's been destroyed, another DMA comes in, and because of that, it's a way of like communication. They say, "Oh, another DMA is coming. You know what that means? That means we made first contact." And also at the same time, Tarka's like power source thing, which was a continuation regarding his recordings and readings and stuff, that failed as well. So he's probably not going back home anytime soon either. So yeah, and that was pretty much the episode. What do you think?
I mean, it was good. I did like the Mutara Nebula kind of stuff. Um, you know, I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I mean, it was good to see another character. I just wish we would have had more time. I did this again. I wish we would have had more time with kind of like some of the other characters. It's funny you mentioned that because my first thought was when Burnham wasn't on that shuttle to go over there, I said, "Oh, this mission's gonna fail." Like,
Yeah,
and like of course Michael going over in the shuttlecraft to talk him down was going to work, which I mean it makes sense why it worked, but at the same time I'm just kind of like, come on guys, like can we please just have somebody else? I get it, it's the Michael Burnham show and I'm not going to change it by sitting here and bitching on YouTube, but I mean I don't I just one of these days I mean and they've done a better job this season about working with the other characters, but yeah, so I I give this episode probably I'm going between a 6 and a 7 out of 10 just because as I said, I mean it was more of the Michael Burnham show, but at the same time there were some fun bits in here. Saru trying to be a Mac daddy was kind of fun, and I don't know. And now the DMA is, we know that if they could destroy the DMA 1,000 times, it's still going to come back. So
just want to read a couple of things. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 as well. They pushed the Orville back to not coincide with Trek. They don't want to compete, but if SNW is more of the same, they could easily still steal viewers. Yeah, well, what is SNW?
Strange New Worlds.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. Well, look, as far as I'm concerned, they're not stealing either. I'm going to watch both. And I love the book Spore Drive gave his ship the vulnerability as a Death Star. How originally did. You're going to have to explain that one to me.
I was kind of iffy on how the whole weakness of the Spore Drive was. I wasn't paying that much attention to that part, but I know that there was some kind of weakness that now that the Spore Drive was on his ship, they could use. So
okay, A-Train. I'm looking for Peacemaker. Boy, oh boy, yeah, we're going to be talking about that in a minute.
Just a moment.
Yeah, just a moment. But yeah, pretty much that was the Discovery, and only got a handful of episodes left. They're finally making contact with these aliens. I'll be really disappointed if they don't. I expect these aliens to be bigger than the universe. You know what I mean? If their fucking mining device is that big, then these aliens must be massive, as far as I'm concerned. But nevertheless, I'm sure we'll find out more in the future. I'm still looking forward to the show just to see the resolve of everything, because if, like I said, this is a mining device, it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with this in the future. And obviously, Michael Burnham is going to obviously save the universe. That's for sure. I really sound like a Michael Burnham hater when I'm not, but I just can't help because I'm not. I do like the character of Michael Burnham. A lot of people hate on her, but I don't. But nevertheless, I'm still stressing the obvious. That's all I'm saying.
My issue is with the writers. Like my issue is with the writers. That's the whole thing. Like and I have no problem with the actress. I don't even have that much of a problem anymore with the character of Michael Burnham. Just how much she's in this. So I think she's actually kind of mellowed out enough in the past couple seasons, or like past 2 seasons, that I enjoy her character. But then it's just like that's like if every episode was about Picard. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, but you know how it is though. Like it's what it is. Like it's not episodic in the sense that we're gonna have like, oh, today we're gonna find Worf in the holodeck dealing with a million different versions with a fistful of data. It's not really like that. Like everything, even the episode which are not 100% focused on the DMA this season, they're still kind of DMA related. If you know what I mean. Even if
Yeah.
they sub course, and that's the only way. Like, and the supporting cast are always just going to be that. Yes, the supporting cast, and if you know what I mean, it's going to be very hard for them to focus on the supporting cast at times, and unless they write it in a particular way where we're seeing it from their perspective. Thank you very much, A Train. Anyway, let's go. You got any more to say on it before we move on?
Nope. Let's hit that Big Daddy Peacemaker, baby.
All right. And talking about Big Daddy, oh, you bring him in. Bring him in.
Sorry, I was. Gary. Oh, and wait a minute. Hold on. Jose.
Y'all,
Okay.
y'all
This
take.
feels like a tag match.
Well, all right, now players, I'm gonna make this a tag team match. But yeah, let's.
All right. So let me first of all introduce you to our two new guests who've joined us. First of all, right beneath me, we have D Jose, also known as D Jose 101. How you doing, my friend?
Man, freedom, you bastards! What a fucking finale of the first season of Peacemaker, y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also we have from a few hundred miles north of where I live, Gary. It's not a rumor. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Very good. So, season 1 of Peacemaker has ended, and I'm very gutted because I thoroughly enjoy this show. You know, when it comes to my superhero entertainment, I want it adult orientated. I said that in my stream. I don't mind some of the stuff that Disney throw out, but you know, I love it when they're effing and jeffing. They're getting naked. They're doing drugs. We're seeing people's brains blow out. We're seeing very adventurous type, not adventurous, but very unique ways of killing people. You know, and chopping off limbs and stuff like that, and
swearing
cruel humor,
and all that
yeah,
kind of shit. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the whole gang is in the
here.
house.
The whole gang is here. So, this episode kind of begins with obviously Peacemaker pissed off with Adebayor because she tried to frame him, and he's fucking blowing farts and stuff like that, which is really, really immature. The vigilante's always one step behind, isn't he? But you know, but one thing I liked about this episode, we didn't have to focus on the dad too much, even though he did come back as ghost form, and I think he will be the devil on Peacemaker's shoulder.
He will be the continued presence of Peacemaker in a way. Like it's like no one else can see him, but Peacemaker can see him.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how that'll go.
Well, he doesn't exist at all, other than the fact that he's in Peacemaker's mind. And even though Peacemaker's trying to go straight and be a better person and remove the influence of his dad's influence will always be there. Now, let's have a see what A Train has to say. I got to say this is the best DC has put out in a while, apart from the Snyder Cut. I would say this is better than the Snyder Cut, mate. I think when it comes to the DC EU, this is the best.
This is the best they've done. This and Aquaman are my two favorites that they've done out of everything.
Aquaman's not bad,
yeah.
Yeah. I would say maybe Wonder Woman, the first one.
Wonder Woman, the first one too, was also those are my top three. Peacemaker, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman have been my top three so far. I'm looking forward to Batman coming here in the next month.
Yeah, but those films, well, Batman's not part of the DCEU, but the Robert Pattinson one. But those films didn't have the level of adultness this show has. You know, this is a very adult orientated show. First of all, I'm going to ask you all individually. I'll start off with you, Jose, as we've been yabbering on. What have you thought of this season, just generally?
This was an amazing season, and it shows that John Cena can act. It's like, holy hell, this dude, like, there's a whole other side to him. And, you know, I thought everybody played their parts beautifully. It's like nobody outshined the other. Everybody got their shit in. I would have to say the weakest character, and it's not necessarily his fault. I think it's the way he was written. Was Vigilante, because I felt like at times they were kind of forcing Vigilante on us to try to be funny, and it's like sometimes it works, and other times you're like, he's all right, but he's not really like funny. He just doesn't come off as natural to me. But I thought everybody played their parts beautifully, and the ending, which we're going to get to, like I popped like for the things at the end, which we will get to. But man, what an amazing season! And I hope that we get a season 2, but I don't know.
Now,
I think that'll be greenlit. I think
before, if season 2 has been greenlit, by the way. Now, before I pass it on
good.
to you, Gary, I just want to say I do have one major gripe with this whole season is Peacemaker not wearing the helmet enough. You know, like he hardly. I think in that episode where they broke into the warehouse,
he's probably only won it maybe 2-3 times at most this season. Not
like,
that much.
I want to see some Peacemaker helmet action.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know John Cena's got a very sort of good face for movies and stuff, chiseled and stuff like that. He's almost got like an old-fashioned sort of look to him to a degree at times.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, he needs to be wearing that fucking helmet, and we need to see some helmet shenanigans. And he wasn't wearing it enough.
You got that in this episode, but not in the way you would have liked. Like, they made use of the helmet, but not in the way I would have wanted.
Eddie Bayou wore it, for fuck's sake.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they made use of it, but not the way I wanted them to use it.
Yeah, they shot 5.5 episodes with a director playing Vigilante. And I believe he was the guy who was, when Vigilante got his helmet on, that was the other actor. So, yeah, but fair enough. Gary, what do you think of this show?
It's good to have like an adult-oriented superhero show. I mean, the thing is that because like the boys kind of do it on Amazon, but this is more, for the big two. I mean, because I think that's more of a like sort of an indie thing. The boys is more of a indie
these
thing.
are unrecognizable superheroes on the boys.
Yeah.
They're copies of other copies. Yeah,
but this is an established guy. I know it's more of like a B or C list character, but he's up against a pretty decent threat in Project Butterfly in this. And and as I said, like I do like this that there is like layers to this guy, that he's not just the chauvinistic, sexist, possible racist. That he's got good morals beneath that. That he's multi-layered, and I think the fact is that he. I think the thing that I enjoyed most about this series is that we get to see that. I mean, and I think that I agree with what Jose said, that I can't wait until what they do with season 2, because I think they should. I mean, the fact is that he's hitting on hardcore because she's a pretty girl, but I think as he gets to know her better, he's sort of like liking her as a person rather than just because she's a piece of eye candy. If that makes sense.
Well, they've been through a journey. Before I pass it on to Cheeto, I just want to say that they have been through a journey, so they got more respect for each other. Same with Economos after he killed that gorilla and stuff with the chainsaw. They had much more respect for him after that. But I like the way the season ended, and the fact that it tied everything up. And apart from his dad coming back in ghost form, there wasn't really any breadcrumbs for season 2. So we don't know what's going to happen in season 2, because I think James Gunn realized, well, if this flops, then at least it's all one and done.
Yeah,
if it doesn't, then we can. Yeah,
he played the safe bet, which I could see why. Because no one knew how this was
going to take off.
That. Yeah, he played
I prefer it like that.
Yeah, I'd rather know, like, okay, this season's wrapped up. Now in season 2, they can start with a bang, and then it's like, holy shit, we got to see what's going to happen next. And that's what I think they're going to do with season 2.
Okay, so Cheetah, what do you think?
I thought it was pretty good. My question is, okay, so he let the Butterfly Queen live. What's stopping her from jumping into John Cena when he's sleeping and jumping in his mouth?
Yeah,
that kind of hurt me when I'm like, and I mean, it looks like he's almost out of the sap stuff. So I mean, so the Butterfly Queen's gonna starve now? Like, what would have been the more, humane thing? I know they're bugs, but like, what would have been the best thing to do? Like, I just end it quick, end all of them there. But I don't know. I mean, but the season as a whole was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really thought there were a lot of funny parts. John Cena, you're right, DH. Man, John Cena he acted the fuck out of this, and he did a good job.
I'm not surprised though. I'm surprised you guys are surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
After seeing him in some of the other stuff, like
after seeing him as Barney the dinosaur, literally for the past decade, that's kind of why I'm shocked.
Yeah, but I saw him as I knew he was a good rapper and stuff like that. You knew those strings to his bow, but he was just. If anything,
obviously didn't see him in those WWE films that he was in.
Yeah, even then
like
it wasn't too bad. Like the Marine
like
and stuff. Like even then it wasn't too bad. But you give him a good director who can really make him focus in the right direction and stuff. I'm just saying. I'm just not surprised.
Yeah.
That he's that good because I've always known that he was talented. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with DH also that Vigilante, and I think Daniel Vance or Daniel Vance. Vigilante was just kind of like he was kind of and I get it. They had to kind of work around the fact that it was filmed with another actor for 5.5 episodes, but at the same time, it did seem like Taika Waititi humor. Like John Cena, like last week, John Cena acting the fuck out of the scene where he just shot his dad in the head, and like and then Vigilante's pulling a Jack Donaghy with Tina Fey. Or Liz Lemon, like sitting there while she's puking in the toilet with the brush going there. It's like, come on, like this. So how much more Taika Waititi do we need right now? That we don't need any of it. Come on. But no,
maybe Taika Waititi and James Gunn, they got similar humor.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. I did. But yeah, I am glad that they wrapped up. They didn't try to do like the dad storyline and the cow storyline like in the same episode. I'm glad they wrapped up the dad storyline. I mean, obviously there's some left over there, but the dad storyline in last episode and then this episode is like the cow episode. I'm really glad that they separated that and didn't try to cram it all together or split the teams in two so that they could, one team go take out the dad. That I hate it when they do that. But yeah, I mean, overall the season was really good. I like how at the end, how do you say her name?
Adebayo.
Adebayo. How she just came out and ousted her mom at the very end. I was like, what the fuck?
I was going to mention that because, the one thing that I could predict in season 2 is Waller's going to show up and be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? I could totally see them going that route in season 2. That would be a definite.
Well, but it wasn't even the team; it was just her daughter.
I know, but I could see her going after her daughter. Like, what the fuck? Like, hey, hello.
So, I mean, I feel like in this season they did a great job of balance. Like they did like the Deadpool 1, where like they did a great job of balancing like down to earth type of superheroing, but at the same time making it a pretty big threat.
Yep.
So I really did appreciate that in this season that they kind of hit the nail on the head like in Deadpool 1 where it wasn't like now Deadpool 2. I just hope they don't pull Deadpool 2 where they're like they get all of this money thrown at them and they just like then the Justice League is showing up in every other episode.
Yeah, speaking of the fucking cameos, I started cracking up at the cameos. I was like, I knew they were going to do this bullshit. Like, we all fucking called it to a certain extent. Like, we were like, they're going to have the Justice League show up in some form or fashion. Or
I'm actually surprised.
They technically only had Barry and Ezra Miller and Aquaman. But those guys are already ready. Huh?
Which is pretty good just to get them two in it,
Yeah, but they're also in the middle of filming. All they had to do was get them on one soundstage in their outfits, and they could have them talk to because both their films are getting ready to film anyway, or both of actually Flash already filmed, and I think Aquaman's
about to film. Yeah,
no, I think it's done.
Huh?
Aquaman's done. Wow,
I'm gonna look it up.
I thought, but I saw like clips of it. I'm sure I did.
Give me just a
You know?
second, dude. Let me find something out.
But yeah, like you could tell that in a way they're still harboring
Yeah,
it. That
fuck
fuck
you,
you,
Barry.
Barry.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they're still harboring for Henry Cavill Superman because that was Henry Cavill's silhouette.
Mhm. And
in
Gal
there.
Gadot's Wonder Woman.
Yep. Well, she's still part of it with Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84. So there's no real hint of her not being in the DCEU.
Yeah, but
But there's
apparently
two
Henry
people that
Cavill
were
wants to come
missing.
back. Henry Cavill wants to come back as Superman. So, like, I mean, the thing is, the people who don't is the people who.
Well, there's two
I
people.
agree.
There's two people missing, Boss Man. Because everyone was mentioning how Batman was missing, and that depends really on the outcome of the Flash movie and see how that pans
Well,
out.
the
Because
Batman
rumors
movie as
are,
well.
and yeah. Well, I mean, the Batman with Robert Pattinson's a whole different ball game. But in this particular universe, I believe maybe Batman will be taken out of existence. That's the rumors. So that's probably if Peacemaker is set after the Flash movie, then that could be a reason why we don't see Batman there. But there's somebody else missing that people always forget, and that is Cyborg.
Where the fuck is he? It's like,
he wasn't
okay,
there.
Cyborg. Yeah.
He is out. He is not in the good graces with WB right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's not.
I would say they're probably going to recast Ray Fisher. I would almost put money on that.
Well, no,
Yeah,
he has a problem with Joss Whedon. Doesn't necessarily have a problem with one.
Oh no, he has a problem with the WB too now.
Let me guess. If he cussed him out or said something, they're probably like, no, we don't do that. Kind of like Andrew Garfield with Spider-Man. He said something about Stan the Man, and they were like, yeah, we ain't doing the third movie. And he didn't get his third movie until No Way Home, technically speaking.
Okay, I always thought regarding Amazing Spider-Man 2, like even though the film made bank, the rumors were that Sony weren't just happy with the amount of money it did make, which is crazy. But let me just read this regarding the Flaming Hot Cheetos. Judah Marston is Flaming Hot Cheetos. You are what you eat. Yeah. Judah Master crying was hilarious.
Flaming Hot Cheeto right here.
He's one of the loose ends left over.
Yeah, he's one we don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with.
He could easily join Team Cena, or he can easily.
I found it weird that he didn't show, like that he didn't.
He didn't offer enough, in my opinion.
Oh no. Yeah, no, not at all.
Funniest damn thing, didn't even have anything to do. Yeah, you late, you fucking dickheads.
I love that. Right in the Justice, ripping on the Justice League like that, calling them fucking dickheads.
And I knew they were going to do that too. Like, I'm like, the Justice League has to show up in some form or fashion. I said that the last time we filmed, and I was right. And then I said, like, Amanda Waller's going to have a cameo somehow too, and I knew that would happen. And she was like,
that was really good, yeah.
And I can confirm, yeah, you're right, Sam. Aquaman is now in post-production because it comes out December.
But kind of like the end credit did remind me a lot of The Boys when what's his name, the Captain the Superman proxy said, "Go and fuck
Homelander."
Where he said to the Aquaman proxy, Go and fuck Shimu at the blowhole or something like that. That's what, and that's that kind of reminded me of that bit where he's like going, he goes, go and fuck a fish, and he says, that's not Ruby went fuck you, Barry.
And we finally figured out that Diebeard is a real fucking thing. That was probably the highlight of the episode for me, was when Diebeard had to go fucking infiltrate and act like he was with the butterflies. And he's like, the officer was like, hey, about the person you took over, what was with the beard? And then he goes into this fucking monologue about his beard, and they like try so hard not to sell it. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I did like that. I like the fact that, regarding John Economist, that he was the only person they could rely on to go into the barn because everyone else has been exposed to the butterflies.
Yep.
So then everyone else, the butterflies know who everyone else does. So they need to get the guy in the chair to do the field work.
And he was like, God damn it, I don't want to do that. But he's like, okay. Yeah.
And he does it, and he wasn't doing too badly, but he just got a bit over excited, I guess, and you see him throwing up and stuff like that. And then he goes downstairs and he sees a giant fucking cow and stuff, and he shits himself and leaves the helmet there. And he's like going, not another kaiju, not another kaiju.
And the
stuff,
fucking cow
yeah.
turns out to be like this 10,000 pound tub of shit. The fucking cow, it was a big
Well, the
ass
funny thing
cow.
is, just jumping ahead, if all the other butterflies are dead and it's only Goth left, and I think Goth might have a part in the future, but then there'll be plenty of honey for Goth if she's the only one left, because they were milking the fuck out of that. They just killed. They killed the cow. They never really necessarily killed its production.
Yep.
And whatever is left over should be enough to last one Goth butterfly for the rest of their life. And who knows, maybe we'll see Goth in future seasons, going into people's bodies and taking them over so they can infiltrate places, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Goth could end up being a good guy, So A-Train says Vigilante's going ham with his sword was fucking rad, yeah.
Oh yeah, during the montage when they all fucking had to go through the wave of butterflies and kill them all and slice them all. I thought the coolest kill was when Peacemaker shot his shield into a dude, and the shield just freaking decapitated him. And I'm like, that's the best kill in the entire season.
Where did this shield come from? Like, nobody's asking where this fucking shield. Like, it wasn't in any of the previous episodes that I saw. And I mean, like, it wasn't mentioned. Like, where the hell did this shield come from?
We don't question things, damn it.
I know. I guess not.
Oh, it's called Goth, not Goth. Okay. You think it was a figment of his imagination? No, because we saw the butterfly leave. I watched this episode twice, Daniel, and the second time I watched it, I noticed the butterfly leave Sophie Song's body.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the butterfly wasn't a figment of his imagination. The dad was a figment of Peacemaker's imagination. That's going to play an integral role in season 2, because I think he'll stay on to be kind of like the devil on his shoulder, like, hey, do this. And he's like, I don't want to do that, but do it anyway.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'll be good to see where that goes as well.
And I was also right too. Speaking of jumping ahead, I knew we were going to get a sacrifice. The only thing is, one of them didn't die. Hardcore ended up being the sacrifice in a way. But
one of my favorite scenes in this was when Adebayo goes all John Wick, and she just runs in there. And she is just seeing this very large woman.
Yep.
And I'm not only, but killing people with style.
And I'm sorry. And I have to apologize to Eagler right now. Adebayo stole your spot, man. Adebayo became the MVP of the episode.
Yeah.
Eagly's been the MVP, but Adebayo was the star here.
Now, like the way she was killing people was great. Now, look, I don't suffer from certain fears, but I feel those fears when you are in a predicament, like claustrophobia. Have you guys ever seen that movie Dante's Inferno with Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah,
about the volcano.
I've seen it. Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he needs to get a signal out, and he just manages to hit the button to get the signal out, but all these rocks fall on him.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
and he's trapped, and he's trapped. But luckily, he's got the signal out, but he has to be trapped under rocks for maybe a day or two until the people come and save him. Yeah, and then you see John Cena in a similar position where he's gone into the barn, but then all the rubble's fallen on him. Yep. And even though he's not superhuman, even though he's a very strong lad, and you don't ever see him work out once in this fucking show, but nevertheless, he's stuck under all that rubble, and that freaks me out. You know what I mean? Being like, I don't suffer from claustrophobia, but those sort of scenarios where you're like covered in shit and you can't get out scared the fuck out of me. And I love the way the editing and directing was done, but it looked like it was Adebayor who was going to save him, but it ended up being Sophie Song. And in my opinion, sorry, I just want to get to these comments here. Leo's going down the stairs into the barn. What's this, an aliens moment? Check those corners. The Cheetos were the MVP.
The Cheetos.
But in my opinion, the explanation Sophie Song gave to, I expected it to be so much better than what it was. Listen, I'll make you change your mind once I tell you why we're really here. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, you're taking over people's bodies and you're running the planet as fucking butterflies infecting human beings. You know, why would he go with this? You know, you might have convinced fucking Judo Master, and even though you're trying to make the planet better, this is not your fucking planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad in a way that Peacemaker said no deal.
Yeah,
And then
Peacemaker just no sold it. He was like pass, and then blow, fucking just shot her right in the chest and killed her.
Yeah, but he shot the other guy, the police captain, in the head.
Yeah,
So that would have killed the butterfly. I think any headshot will kill the butterfly.
Yeah,
the
because they're
butterflies are
right there
braids.
on the like right here on the front.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Exactly,
any shot
so-
right in this area would probably just take them out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then they said he kills Sophie Song and she comes out and stuff like that. And then after all said and done, we get the healing montage at the end where everyone goes back to their shit, and they've all learnt a little bit here and there. Peacemaker, he's getting healed up. Hardcore, she recovers from her wounds and she's starting to walk again and stuff like that. Vigilante, he just wants to get back on the field.
Yep.
Straight away.
Well, and I think Daniel Vance is the one who said right here. I wanted to bring this up when we got here, but he said that he's something telling me that Vigilante was taken by a butterfly in the cow barn. I mean, remember he got shot in the back?
Yeah, but he's wearing a mask the whole time, so like it'll take a
okay.
They'll have to elaborate on that in season 2.
But like,
yeah. Oh, by the way,
all of
the
a
human
sudden
torpedo. By the way, yeah. I'm sorry for forgetting.
The human torpedo, that was the highlight too. With Adebayo, activate human torpedo, splat all through the fucking cow, and then she's "Oh fuck!"
Yeah. When I didn't notice this until I watched it the second time. She not only goes into the cow, she kills it instantly, and then when she falls down on the ground, all the fucking cow's intestines,
just splats like all over.
All over.
She probably had to shower for at least 2 weeks just to get all that shit out of her body.
I just like her response is like,
Well,
what the fuck?
I mean, to assume, I thought when she killed the big thing, that all the small butterflies would die, but apparently not. Apparently they're independent of the big thing.
No, the cow.
The big thing is just a food supply.
Yeah, the cow is just the food supply. To kill the butterflies, you got to take all of them out one by one.
Yeah, but if they don't have their food,
What they
if they don't have their food, they'll die that way.
They didn't Phantom Menace it when
eventually.
they blew up the cow. All the bugs died automatically.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of predictable though if they would have gone that route.
Exactly, like they're all symbiotes, like a symbiotic relationship to the cow, But I'm glad that wasn't the case. The cow was obviously not there because it wanted to be there, and then because they were creating a teleportation device as well, and that kind of got fucked over by the sonic boom, which destroyed so many people.
All that needs to just be said is fuck Barry Allen. Yeah, I said it. Fuck Barry Allen. Fuck the Flash.
Well, but you saw the cow starting to get fried by that teleportation device because it wasn't working properly.
Yep.
And yeah, but I'm kind of surprised that they didn't butterfly Judo Master. Why would they want to keep him human? It makes no sense.
None of this, man. Like none of Judo Master in this season, except for like that 1 or 2 episodes.
When they first brought him in.
None of it makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, he was at like, what was he at? He was at like a gas station. He beat the fuck out of 2 kids and stole their car. Like, but what did we actually get out of that? Besides the fact that Judo Master is fucking people up. He didn't come back in the original. He didn't come back until like the very end of the episode and everything was done.
Wasn't he supposed to be tied down? Fuck it. He ain't our problem. Let's go.
Yeah.
That shows you how much they thought of Judo Master.
Like after episode 2 and 3, I feel like that's what their philosophy for Judo Master was. I thought he was here. Fuck it, ain't our problem now.
Yep, we gotta go. Let's get the fuck on the road.
Yeah, well, this is the thing with Vigilantes. Fucking weird. Like they're looking for the helmet, and John tells Vigilante, have you seen anything? Yeah, I've seen some ants.
It's a fish, and it's like,
well, mate, I'm trying to see if have you seen the fucking helmet?
Yeah.
He also doesn't understand sarcasm as well. He's like Drax from
Yeah,
fucking.
you could at least warn people before you're going to be sarcastic. And then in the fucking post-credit scene, that was hilarious. I'm about
Yeah.
to be sarcastic. I'm concerned about you eating all these chips all the time, or I'm not concerned, or whatever the fuck it was that he said. Although I am worried that you're going to die soon. And then, without missing a beat, fucking Economos goes, "Hey!" I thought that was perfect.
Yeah. But you know, when this show ended with obviously the Justice League coming on screen, and yeah, even and we it just made me think to myself, you know what? People still want this, you know, even though you're like all over the place with your universe. It really is all over the fucking
People
place.
like me, people want the DCEU to be successful. They want it to be good. I want it to. I'm a Marvel dude.
I'm desperate for it, man.
I'm a Marvel maniac, but I want the DCEU to be good.
Mm-hmm. You don't want them fucking shit up, but now it's like next thing you know, they're going to do like what Marvel does. Because I remember when Marvel first came out with their shit, what would we get? Maybe 2 movies a year, maybe 3 if we were lucky. And now it's like you see a Marvel movie almost all the fucking time. You see their shows all the time. I think DC is going to end up going that same route over time, which kind of worries me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think DC are that organized. I don't think Warner Brothers is that organized. You know, like they've become a fine-tuned machine at Disney and Marvel.
Well, they have
you
a
know,
Kevin Feige, and what have we been saying? DC needs their Kevin Feige.
Yep.
But they've got so much established stuff as well, and you know they can just go with the amount of films that have come out in the past now. You know, it's like 25, 26 movies all in all at the moment. At the moment, they can just go so many fucking directions. You know, the world's their oyster. Like they have no idea what they're doing in DC. You could tell that with Wonder Woman 84. It was a fucking disaster of a movie.
I still ain't seen it yet.
It's a fucking shit
It had some interesting things about it. Like I loved Pedro Pascal as sort of Donald Trump.
Not gonna lie, the Aquaman scene was the best so far for his character. Him cursing like that just had me fucking rolling. Yeah, that was hilarious. Just hearing him cuss Barry out, that was great. Because that's what we're all thinking. Fuck Barry Allen. Mm-hmm.
But regarding Justice League, like you know, I want like the way Snyder ended it with obviously Doomsday coming in and sorry, not Doomsday, Darkseid coming in and you know taking over Earth and stuff like that. I mean, there's just a whole movie or two of just a bad guy just being on top and the rest of the world just having you know, Earth remaining heroes having to fight against this ragtag bunch of heroes. You know, that seems just so fascinating to me. And obviously, by Barry Allen's time traveling shenanigans being a way of resolving the situation. I mean, I really wish that could happen. Unfortunately, it never will.
No,
you know, it's a shame, really, because there's something there. There really is something there. You know, and I feel like we're always going to get little snippets and stuff like we got today. You know, with the Justice League.
Yeah, we'll get little sprinkles here and there, but it's not going to be like Marvel, where it was like Marvel for the most part had banger after banger after banger during like its glory years, and now it's kind of like, yeah, some movies hit it, some movies don't. We're kind of in that age of the MCU
with Superman. With Superman, what they fucked up on was they just didn't make him a hero.
Yep,
as simple as that. He needed to do more heroic things, and they went down the fucking Dark Knight route with Superman. You know what I mean? We needed to see him rescuing cats out of trees, you know, rescuing, you know, like we saw in Superman Returns with Brandon Routh, rescuing that plane, you know, being the heroic figure that people love. Yes, he could still divide people, you know, there'll be people who are skeptical of a fucking superhuman alien, you know, being on Earth. I'm fine with that. You know, that's what today's world would be. But we still needed to see more heroic moments from Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, and we didn't get it. And I think that's why it doesn't resonate that well with fans, even though I do like Henry Cavill as Superman anyway. You know what I mean? I just, oh man, just give us more. You know what I mean? Give us more Superman. I beg you, man, please. Give us more. Make it work. Give us Man of Steel 2. I don't like Man of Steel. I fucking hate that movie. But I still want Man of Steel 2, and I want it to make it work.
See,
I loved Henry. Yeah.
I was going to say, I disagree with that. I think Man of Steel is a good film.
I agree with you, Gary, but I mean, for some reason, Zam doesn't like good movies.
No, as I said, this could be an interesting, like sort of like an interesting conversation, like a debate. And
It's just the ending, dude. It's just the ending, yeah. Like first, like the whole fucking city of Metropolis or Gotham gets destroyed, and then they still end on a happy note with him fucking joining the Daily Planet like nothing's happened, all smiling and stuff. I mean, that was like 9/11 times 10. What happened there? Yeah, you know what I mean. It was too much of devastation for it to end on a happy note.
But the thing is, I think that was more realistic take of what would happen if a.
I'm not doubting that, Gary. I'm not doubting. I'm just saying you can't end on a happy note. That's all I'm saying. You can't say, yeah, everything's cool. I'm going to work for the Daily Planet now.
Yeah, for shit to get fucked up, and then he just goes back to like Earth, and he's all like, "Hey, this is where I am now," and that's it. That's
like,
kind of
the world after that moment will be in such a bad place. You know what I mean? If they continued or ended that film in a way that, okay, like some seriously fucked up shit's happening, maybe you could see Superman using his super speed and super strength to repel the fucking buildings or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that time in Superman 4 where he fucking repaired the Great Wall of China just by looking at it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like just something along those lines, like to fix the damage that he kind of contributed to because he was fighting these other aliens. Just something along those lines. Because I wouldn't mind Man of Steel if it just didn't end on a happy note. It didn't feel warranted for the absolute carnage that was caused by those Kryptonians.
My fucking beef is Batman versus Superman. I will never forgive them for that fucking movie. Never ever.
It should have been about Batman and Superman, and ended up being about fucking Wonder Woman as well. And and they gave away.
If you guys ever saw, I'm gonna plug this channel, even though I don't know if they still make videos. Go watch Channel Awesome's take on Batman versus Superman with Angry Joe and what's his face.
I know what you're talking about.
Because it's like basically that was accurate when they fucking review Batman versus Superman. They're like, "Why are you doing all this like useless shit?" And then they were like, "Well, we did it because we could fucking cram as much shit as we could into one movie." Martha, yeah, for real.
Look, I'm the only one who actually thought the Martha moment was a kind of stroke of genius. I must be the only person on the planet because I never until that movie realized that him Batman and Superman mum had the same fucking name. But nevertheless, I never even put that together. We did get that amazing. Look, we did get amazing. For a lot of people, we did get that amazing scene with Batman versus those goons when he saved Superman's mum, which is one of the best Batman fight action scenes I've ever seen, to tell you the truth. And if you guys have seen the director's cut of BVS, it is such a good film. The director's cut is so fucking good because you get more Clark Kent being a detective and trying to figure out who this mysterious Batman is. And I liked.
If they would have left that shit in there, that would have probably made this a little bit more likable.
And if they did not reveal Doomsday in the fucking commercials, as well, because that
they didn't give it away.
Yeah,
and
I think also,
and they fucking killed Wonder Woman. They fucking killed him in 2 movies. That's what made me lose respect for DC. I'm like, it took Superman like hundreds, thousands of comics to fucking die before he finally died. And then when DC got a hold of him, they're like, what are we going to do? Let's kill him in 2 movies. Now I have no desire to see Superman die ever again because it's like, you killed him. And I'm now I don't give a shit.
Well, the thing is that I could tell that what DC want to do is do the reboot thing of.
They will too. They'll reboot this bullshit and be like, "Yeah, we're gonna act like half the shit you saw like a few years ago never happened."
Yeah, so I mean that's the reason that we're getting a new Batman. That's the reason we're getting Robert Pattinson, and I'm hoping that the new Batman film's going to be good.
Yeah, it better be.
I'm totally fine with a reboot and Robert Pattinson being the beginning of that reboot.
And I think that we're going to get a new Superman. I mean, the thing is that
it wouldn't surprise me, but I'd like to see Henry Cavill stay as Superman if they do it.
But they get no offense to Henry Cavill. The guy's about my age. I think he's like about to be. I mean, because I'm about to be 40 this in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's about 37, 38, but that still means he's too old in my opinion.
Oh, okay. And they got to go younger.
they've got to go younger so somebody can play the role for a good 15 years.
Yeah.
And then that you get a lot out of it. I mean, that's why it was a smart move to get somebody like Tom Holland, who was like 18, 19 when he
He
first
was a
played
kid,
Spider-Man.
when he first, he was like a little
And now he's
child.
25 and he still looks young for his age and stuff. He's got somebody said he's like the modern day Michael J. Fox.
The Rock will make sure Black Adam fights Superman. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You will see Black Adam fight Superman.
And actually, I will, because that's what my pitch for Man of Steel 2 always was, Black Adam versus Superman, and then have Shazam in there because one thing that Superman always has a problem with is magic. Well, if you throw the magical Superman, Black Adam, in against Superman, he's going to have a hard time. There was a really good animated short that came out years ago called Superman Shazam versus Black Adam, and it was really good.
I've seen that.
I know, and I'm like, this is such a great idea for a movie.
Yeah,
and you get Black Adam established in his own movie. You already have Shazam established.
Their animated shit is better than their live action shit for the most part.
So I was like, man, just throw these fuckers together and it would be a great movie, I would think, especially with Zachary Levi, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Henry Cavill. I mean, come on, man.
That's a good cast right there in and of itself for 3 people.
By the way, you should type on Google Peacemaker versus Black Adam because people want to see Rock Cena 3. And
I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see it in the DCU.
Yeah, man.
I would pay for
bring
that.
it on.
But it makes no sense unless Peacemaker gets his hand on some Infinity Stones.
You can make it make sense somehow.
Yeah, you can make it make sense, dude. You know what I mean? He's got
an
anti-magic fucking helmet on his head.
All I want is for this to be like something valuable on a pole, and I'm set. Like, just do that. Like, go fucking crazy with it.
No, I want to see Peacemaker.
Yep.
Do an FU on fucking Black Adam,
and I want to see Black Adam rock bottom. Yeah, that would be great.
And then my life would be complete.
20 years ago, this would have been so cringe. We would have been like,
so stupid. Yeah,
20 years ago, I'd be marking out for this shit, man. Now I'm just like, just do it for the sake of it. I'll probably mark out for it as well. I'll tell you the truth.
It'd be funny as hell though. If nothing else, we would just lose our shit. Like the kids would be watching, they'd go, "What the fuck is this?" And then the adults in the background would be like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah. So.
Well, way off the rabbit trail.
But Peacemaker was fucking amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch this season. It's dope. First couple episodes, there's not a lot there, but it does get better. So stick with it. That's what my advice is going to be.
Just seeing him, seeing John Cena in the sex scene. Totally naked, banging this bird. And then he kills her with the fucking sonic boom helmet. Yeah,
and then
20 years ago. Yeah, I remember.
We almost got Nick Cage as Superman. Yeah, cringe.
I've seen the pictures. I've actually seen the pictures.
That would have been a scary movie.
I'd say there's a documentary done. I think it was a few years ago now because the guy who did it passed away, unfortunately. But he actually got hold of what he actually looked like because apparently that was just like I'm pretty sure, but they actually got him in the actual suit, and he looked pretty decent actually.
No, you talking about Nick Cage?
Yeah.
No, God, it was awful. I'm looking at it.
He kind of looked like Black Suit Superman in the regular suit because Black Suit Superman's got a mullet, got long hair, hasn't he?
And I know, this is asking a lot, but can we get something done with Green Lantern, please? I know it's been like 11 years, but please, for the love of God, can we give some justice to Green Lantern? That's all I ask.
He looks like Loki from He looks like Loki in a Superman suit. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm bringing this up.
No. You got.
He looks greasy. He looks like a rocker, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
it looks like
getting to my point. Can we please redeem Green Lantern for fuck's sake? That's
who
all.
Who do you want to play Green Lantern?
I know it ain't going to be Ryan Reynolds. That's for damn sure. He ain't never going back to DC. He's like, fuck that. But who could they get?
See, like I say, he looks like Black Suit Superman in the regular suit. If you know what I mean.
And I remember he was supposed to be in the movie The Wrestler, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I'm really happy Mickey Rourke did it.
Yep, but then he passed on that shit.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone wanted to be in it as well.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Hulk Hogan was considered for the role.
Really?
No, remember the thread that we did, the thread of Hogan lives that we covered, and yeah, they said
yes.
they said that Hulk Hogan was considered for the role. And
God, he looks awful, man. He looks like he's about to fucking go on stage and sing some rock ballads.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like Loki in a Superman. It looks terrible. Absolutely. And I'm sorry, like Nick Cage is not Superman.
No,
see, look, I can look black suits because, like, you know, when you die, your hair still grows, your fingernails still grow. So that's why black suit Superman had long hair when he got reincarnated. But oh my god, he looks awful in the black suit as well. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that doesn't look too bad, but it's still not great.
No, it looks absolutely no, he does not look like Superman. He just does not. I mean, yeah, no, just absolutely terrible.
I don't
Kevin,
buy
what's this? Kevin Smith?
So I'm just trying to find
telling the story about the script is hilarious. Portions of the story became Wild Wild West. Oh my god. It's amazing that they got this far and it never got off the ground. You know? But yeah. But you could tell, you know, with the way James Gunn made this show.
That was a shit. Like, I've got a better one. There you go. There's a better one.
Okay. I'll put it up.
Yes. So anyway, So they come up with a better image than that one that's popular around because apparently the one that you got is the one that what's his name? The guy who did Seven. Singer.
This is a whole video clip. Is there a particular part I should show?
No, the gold right. I think it's like right to the end. There's a picture. I'll try and find the actual. I'll try and find.
I've got some stuff here. Let me just put this in. But
all right, go to 136 on it.
Okay.
Last one.
What the hell?
That's that same picture. Like that.
That's the exact same picture.
Like it looks terrible. It looks fucking terrible.
I don't buy it, dude. No. This shit would not have worked in 2002. It wouldn't work in 2002. It may have passed as a horrible Superman movie.
You know why?
Maybe in the 90s, but not now.
Because every Superman was an unknown actor, and he at this time was a recognized actor.
So, no, just the look isn't right. He's just not. He looks more like the pedophile of Superman.
Yeah,
like no, not at all. He does not look right at all.
It's like Loki and Jerry Seinfeld had a baby.
Loki and Jerry Seinfeld had a fucking baby.
Yeah, look at that. Especially in the center, you could see it too. It's like, yeah, you could see like resemblances of Loki and Jerry Seinfeld all in that middle picture. Yeah.
If I was Henry Cavill, I'd be very happy right now because the way they, even though he wasn't in this episode, his silhouette was, and it looked like Henry Cavill's silhouette. So in a way, this is setting him up for maybe in the future to still be in the Justice League. Who knows?
Yeah, go to 13609. Then you got a proper
13609.
Yeah, is that picture where they held up the phone?
Yeah,
it still looks terrible. That's that exact.
It would have been horrible in that movie. Check this out.
No. Oh my God. Ew, no.
That's better.
Dude, no.
That's awful, man.
That looks terrible.
Superman looks like a junkie, dude.
Gary, I'm just gonna tell you now, bro. You're not gonna win this argument, man. You might as well just go ahead and give up. It's 3 against 1, bro. You're not gonna win this fight. Yeah.
See,
Brandon
Routh.
Brandon Routh was pretty good.
Brandon Routh was just my favorite shit movie. But
Brandon Routh has got the best action scene in Superman with the plane scene.
I like Dean Cain and I like what's his name? The guy who does it.
I really like Tyler Hoechlin though. I've been watching Superman and Lois, and he is like the perfect amalgamation of Christopher Reeves, Henry Cavill and who's the other one, and like Brandon Routh. Like he's like got it all in one package. Like if they threw him in a movie, like I think he would make a really good Superman.
Yeah, as I said, the thing is with
The suit lit up with LEDs to look like lightning on the inside. Yeah. Huh.
I don't know. I mean, D as I said, DK gets a lot of shit because he's a conservative nutjob. But like apart from that, as Superman, he was fine.
I just didn't like his show. I thought it was stupid. You have Superman.
Yeah, I look back at it now and I'm thinking to myself, there wasn't enough Superman isms. It was more him playing Clark Kent, and I like my Clark Kent to a degree to be a bit of a bumbling idiot. You know what I mean? And because he's supposed to be somebody that nobody would ever even consider being Superman, you know. So and that's the one thing about Henry Cavill's Clark Kent. He wasn't a bumbling idiot. You know, he was a good reporter, and so that's the one thing I did like about Clark Kent from Brandon Routh and Christopher
But fuck
Reeve.
Superman and Lois. What you got against Lois?
Terry Hatcher.
It's the show Superman.
Oh, okay.
Why though? Like, I think it's a good show. I think it's done a pretty good job. Yeah, it has its issues. It's a CW show. I mean, as it goes with CW shows, it's actually not that bad.
I have yet to see it. Just that I've been burnt out on the CW, which is why I haven't seen it. Everyone I've heard said it, apart from A-Train now. You know, it said it's been good. So, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'm just done with CW, man. Like I want more DC comment, and I'll be honest with you. Like the one thing the CW did have, that in a way it was the closest thing to a DC universe that we were going to get, but it was just a bit too bubblegummy. I like what I'm getting here with James Gunn, making it a bit more adult orientated, making it a bit darker and stuff. Yeah, I'm A-Train. I'm done with CW too, mate. Yeah, I'm totally.
But honestly, Superman and Lois does not feel like a CW show. Like when you watch The Flash and Arrow and Legends and Batwoman, like you can feel like those are CW shows. But like, but like with Superman and Lois, it doesn't feel like it feels like it's got a little bit more like budget to it. It doesn't feel like it's like one of the CW shows at all. It really doesn't.
Well, even Arrow, by the way, was pretty good at the beginning, but then once it started chaining in all these other spin-off shows, then it became just as bubblegum. Because like it dealt with some deep issues. The first couple of seasons of Arrow, but yeah. Nevertheless, it's all the CW is all over the place now, and like I said, it's just too much. Like 23 episodes a season for every show, like the main Prime shows. It's just too fucking much.
Thing is, though, man, they got to get that. They got to get that bank. That's what it all is about now. They got to get as much money as they can.
I'm surprised the actors are not burnt out. Surprised the actors are not burnt out to death. Doing all that shit. They get very little time off, and they're actually making the season as the season progresses. So like usually when you watch a show, the whole season's been filmed. But when you watch a CW show, they've already done maybe 8 or 9 episodes from the first season, and they're still filming the season as they progress. The season hasn't, it's just crazy how they do it.
Well, that's why I've said that the CW shows need to kind of pull back and kind of maybe go to a streaming service, like make so they're not like they get bogged down in these like filler episodes. And although sometimes filler episodes are good, but when like 40% of your season is filler, that's when you're like, okay, wait, you're making way too much. That's that's why I feel like they need to lower the episodes, pull it back a little bit, put it on the streaming services, and then make it a little bit like more condensed and like I don't know, but
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well,
sorry, I was just reading this comment. Well, I mean, people with medical conditions can still add, huh?
It's funny because I always thought what's her face from Superman Returns was too young, and I find this particular Lois to be too old. You know what I mean?
But they
she seems a lot older than Tyler. Sorry.
They have teenage kids.
All right, fair enough.
Um,
That whole Endgame shit with Green Arrow was just
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
that was the last episode I saw. That was awful. Crisis on Infinite Earths was fantastic. That was one of the best crossovers I've ever seen. Crisis on
thought it was
Infinite
good.
Earths.
But
Crisis
I
on
mean,
Infinite
look at
Earths was
Barbara
shit.
Gordon, who was on Titans. I mean, she's missing a leg, and they made it work, and she did a fantastic. I liked her. I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's wrap this up, fellas.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we are doing our summit with No Budget Productions. That'll be at 4:00 in the morning UK time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, where we'll be talking probably more about Peacemaker, more about Voyager, as well as other stuff that's happened this week, which doesn't seem
Discovery.
like anything. Sorry, with Discovery. Goddamn, I'm on the Voyager train today.
Horizon
Yeah.
Forbidden West comes out, motherfuckers. I will not be disturbed tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. But Saturday.
Saturday.
It's the big one. It's
Yep.
the big one. It's the big one. It is the beheading of the infidels. No, sorry, I apologize. Elimination Chamber. Live from Saudi Arabia. Where Vince McMahon will be making that money. Any plans for multiverse?
yeah,
By the way, are we?
We'll talk
are
about
we
the
gonna
trailer
do
in the thing tomorrow.
Are we going to do a review of it? Because
Of what?
Well, we're doing a watch along for a start.
That's weird.
What the fuck?
We're doing
A-Train, just so you know, we're going to be discussing Multiverse of Madness trailer.
I don't think that's out for
tomorrow.
Until like the summer. I don't think.
No, but we're discussing the trailer tomorrow. That's for sure.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I already did a review of it. So
yeah, but no,
Yeah,
me and Tito did a review of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
But it's a weekly summit, isn't it? So we discuss everything of the week.
We can just discuss everything and anything. Like even with Vance and whoever else decides to join over at No Budget. I mean, we can just have a big roundtable discussion.
Jose, can I ask a question? Do you think that Cody's going to show up at Elimination Chamber?
Nope. WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, he'll probably come in and
Cody Rhodes
screw
is
somebody
not
out of the Intercontinental
WrestleMania.
title because the Intercontinental title is basically where it's going to be relegated to.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes will show up either at WrestleMania or the day after WrestleMania. They're going to make him wait a little bit.
I think day after would be better for Rhodes.
Yeah, the day after WrestleMania would be the time to do it. Yeah.
They need to bring him back they need to just push him out the gate as a main eventer. Like, I'm sorry, like they're never going to get their big names over if they don't do stuff like that. Like, perfect opportunity to put Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I agree. They could push him straight to the main event right now for sure. Thank you very much, A-Train. And like I said, if you want to join us at 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK for the Elimination Chamber watch along, where you'll see at least 3 of us, maybe 4 of us, as well as a few others. I believe Ginger, hopefully Shredder, will be joining us, and who else? Maybe other people too, where we'll be doing a watch along, watching, the
Elimination Scammer.
Event. Yeah.
Yep.
As well. Thank you very much, Dan. Yeah, and so we'll be watching that on Saturday. We will have a link for that coming up within the next 24 hours, I guess, regarding that coming on Saturday.
Yep.
But that'll be the big one. And Boss Man, we've been asked to do a football show on Sunday. So by a mate of mine who supports Preston North End and lives in Germany. But nevertheless, he's been asking us, do a football show tomorrow. I go, no, tomorrow is fucking Elimination Chamber. So, but nevertheless, I'll see what I can do. I mean, I might be burnt out to shit by Sunday. You know what I mean? I might need a day off.
On top of that, we got some recording now. We're going to try to do some recording this weekend, I thought. So it's like, we're
going to be busy. Yeah.
Yeah. Channel's busy.
Yeah. All right. So anything more to say, Philip, before we wrap this up?
Fuck you, Barry.
Yeah. All right. I can't think of any catchphrases right now. But what the fuck, I guess. There we go. That was it in the show. Yep. All right, fellas. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much, fellas, for joining us, and everyone else
Yep.
out there. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of. We'll see you tomorrow for the summit, and hopefully on Saturday too for the watch along. Bye bye.